Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. Today is Tuesday, and it is 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. You're in the right place at the right time. I tell you, we got a very interesting show for you today. You know, we've been featuring over the last month or so about how people can improve their financial health. And we got a business opportunity for you today. So stay tuned, get your pencil and paper. Do not go nowhere. Stick around. You're going to be interested in finding out what we are talking about on today. So the first thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling in life together for 30 plus years. And out of the 30 plus years that we have been traveling together, he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to him and his family. So I just talk about my mentor as much as I do because I tell you, it is important to have a mentor to the point where they can be navigating, be a blessing to you to help you navigate what's going on in life. You know, mentors are so valuable that sometimes you don't even know how much information that they're giving you. And then they pray for you. They do all sorts of other things for you to help you understand how valuable this thing called life is and how valuable mentors can be. So get a mentor and then be a blessing to both them and let them be a blessing to you. I want to invite you guys to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, I want you to notice that we have advertisers. The advertisers that we have help make it possible for us to do what we do here on the show. I want to talk about a few of them on today. Sir Synergy. Sir Synergy helps people with their energy needs, like solar panels, electricity. If you want to know more about it, reach out to Sir Synergy, and they can help you understand how those solar panels can help save you money on your energy bill. Portigan Sam. Portigan Sam has been with me for 20 plus years now. And then out of the 20 plus years that he has been with me, he brings in some of the best wines and spirits from all over the world. And I tell you, if you have not had a wine tasting with Portigan Sam, you need to definitely call him up, click on the banner, make an appointment to go get your wine tasting, and then that way you can find your new favorite wine or cognac. Prince Hunter Financial Group. Now, if you are a person who's interested in understanding how the stock market can change your life, they got a promotion going on right now. 4 free classes. 4 free classes. Reach out to Prince Hunter Financial Group and get your 4 free classes so you can begin your career in understanding about the stock market. There's a lot of people getting rich off the stock market, and why can't you be one of them? So I definitely encourage you to get over there and learn what you can learn and get in the game, okay? So now, our guest today, she's actually out in California, and she has been telling me about this business opportunity for quite a while now. And I am looking forward to her explaining to you all what it's all about. Welcome to the show for the very first time. I think it's the first time, Miss Jewel Black. Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello. Thank you. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody, and I appreciate you having me on today. Um, Dr. Ron said I should just give you a quick little overview and what I am
Well,
going
not
to
yet. We'll
try to.
get to it. We'll get
Okay,
to it. We'll get
okay.
to it. You just jumping right into it,
Well,
okay?
you told me I had an hour, but this is usually a 3 hour presentation, so I'm trying to squeeze it in. I know
Well,
I can talk
okay.
fast, but
Well, but see, you want people to get a taste, get that taste buzz wet, so they'll call you up, so they
okay,
want to, so that you can give them the whole program in its entirety on the
okay.
3 hour presentation. So you ain't got to
Oh,
tell it
okay, I
all.
get.
So let's
Okay.
talk about you. All right.
Oh
First
Lord.
of all, I know that you're in California now, but you actually live in what?
I
Louisiana,
actually live
Texas.
in the big state of Texas, where we go big on everything.
Okay.
And looks like this year we've been going big on a whole lot of hurricanes. But I have survived. My
No.
family is all safe, and that's the blessing. Um, I am a native of California, and I am currently in California because it's my 40th year high school reunion. And so I'm in Oakland, California. I celebrated about a month ago with Skyline High School, which is where I graduated. But this Friday, we will be celebrating at MAC. And MAC
Okay.
is the
So
school
so
for
you said
champions.
so you said
And
Oakland, California. That ain't that the
Oakland,
hood?
California.
Ain't that the
No,
hood?
that's not the hood. Honey, it's
I
the
know it's
city
right
by
next
the
to
bay.
Berkeley. Yeah, I know
No,
it's
it's the
right
city
next to
by the bay.
Berkeley.
My grandmother
Yeah.
said, "Gateway to the world, honey. You got to go
Uh huh.
through San Francisco." So Oakland is the city right next to it. So when you come in, you hang out in
Yeah, because
Oakland.
one side is the San Francisco, and the other side is Oakland.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. City
So
by the water,
okay,
tranquil and beautiful,
okay,
wonderful people.
all right. So now, how did you wind up in Texas if it's so beautiful over there in California?
Well, this beautiful woman went through a divorce, and California is kind of expensive to raise two beautiful daughters, Amethyst and Jade. And Texas at the time was offering me more opportunity than Oakland. Oakland Public Schools at the time was going through bankruptcy, and I was a HUD property manager, and they allow us to look anywhere in the US of A if we want to transfer. So Texas had
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. And if you are in the top 10%, you can have your children educated for free in Texas. And I had a daughter, Amethyst, that was gifted and talented, and I knew she'd do well in school, and she did, and got a full ride to Texas A&M University. And so
Good,
I moved
good,
there for
good.
my children. Hmm.
Good, 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 good. Now, I know you're an entrepreneur type person.
Yes.
So when you got to Texas, did you need to have special skills in order to jump into what you're, doing now or what you have done in the past? Because I know you do a variety of things. I know you do insurance. You're
Yeah.
a property
Yeah.
owner, renting properties. You do construction, demolition. You do everything. So
Yes. I've had the blessing of being born in the Black family. So my grandfather was always in construction, worked good with his hands. And when I came to Texas, I had already been doing life and health insurance with my aunt's agency. And I got my license in 1995. So when I moved to Texas in the early 2000s, I got Texas state license and I started working for AIG. And so I still work in life and health insurance. And actually, September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. So I don't want to be remiss to let everybody know that insurance is the way to build health and wealth for your family. And so, A lot of times lately, people are using that GoFundMe situation, and you shouldn't have to sell a dinner or do a post on a website to get your loved one buried. You should seek out an insurance professional to help you build wealth, to have that emergency fund, a little risk management to control your death, and most importantly, life insurance, and then things that'll help you, like if you have cancer or heart attack or something like that. We have insurance for everything, not just automobile and home. So I can help you in that area. And my number is right here. If I'm not the one, please reach out to someone else and get your needs handled.
Now, you know, unfortunately for me, I don't like people, so I ain't trying to leave nobody nothing. But for those folks that that are interested in leaving their families or their young ones or their
Yes,
grandchildren something,
yes.
do they require a large amount of money to be able to get it started in something like that?
Um, Actually, your health buys your insurance. So I know people have heard before, your health is your wealth. In insurance, it is no truer statement. The best possible is young and healthy, and that's when you want to get in insurance. So it would be wonderful if we all got our insurance policies when we were 18 years old and got a $5, $10 million policy while the rates were low. But as you get older, in your 20s, late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you might have an ailment or two, and you might have to qualify based on what they call a paramedical exam, where they come out. Sometimes they want just your height and weight. Sometimes they want to draw a little blood. So it really depends on what your health situation is, and it determines what kind of insurance you want. If you just want a final expense policy, someone like myself that's knocking on the door of 60 years old and am in fairly good health, I have high blood pressure, but that's it. I can get a life insurance policy, say like $100,000, and I'd pay about $30 a month for it for a final expense policy. And those policies, when you notify them that your loved one has died, they pay in 3 days. So those are what they call checks, because when you have a death, you need that money so the funeral arrangements can be made. You need to fly people in and all that kind of stuff. And so it just depends on what you want. If you want to do an estate plan, that's something a little bit different. You need some long-term stuff. My daughters have IULs, which is an index universal life plan, and it allows them to become their own banks. And so they've been in it for a while. So if they need to draw money and say they want a new car, they could easily go into their life insurance policy and grab 25, 30,000 out, put down payment on a house or a car, or just pad their account, because we living in the days where we don't even know who's going to be our next president. And so we kind of need some cash, stuck to the side. And so you could use your life insurance to do that.
Hmm. I'll give a shout out. Dan Wilson said, "I'm here."
All
So he,
right. Hello,
yeah,
Danielle.
yeah,
He is
he's,
actually um, the business I'm going to tell you about in a moment. He is actually one of our site managers. And so
hmm
I told him about it. He has a couple of our clients that have worked there, and he has been a blessing to the community. And so, hi,
hmm
Daniel. Thank you for joining us.
yeah. So now, I got too many bunions for people to sell me any insurance because they come out and look at my feet. They're gonna be like, "No, we ain't giving you no policy," So, for a person like myself who got these bunions, do I have options? Because I know there's other people who got bunions too now. So,
Yeah, so
let's.
it's not the bunions that would disqualify you, but if the bunions led to a blood infection and you're in the hospital and it had led to other things, that is a health challenge. And so we would have to go by case basis. But there are policies out there for parents who, when I was divorcing my husband, like I said, I was a single mom, so I got a policy where I had more insurance on myself. So I had $300,000 worth of life insurance, but at the same time, it allowed me to have riders on my policy. So my children each had a $25,000 policy on them. And I thought at that time that was enough because I never want to get rich on the death of my child, but I never want to have to ask somebody for money to help bury my child at the same time. So that was enough for me. And I feel my greatest fear was if I die and there's not money to raise my children, then not only am I leaving a burden that I'm not there, but now I'm leaving a financial burden for my mother, my sisters, my family that would have had to raise my children. And so that is what was scary to me. And so um, life insurance has always been my way of looking forward to help benefit my family.
Hmm. Dan said, "I need that background check."
Well,
I
I'm
guess
not.
that's an inside joke. I guess that's an inside
Yeah,
joke.
I'm never gonna do nothing illegal. So yeah, I do always have to keep my background clean. And in
Yeah.
this business I'm about to tell you about, we have to go through what is called suitability with the government, so they
Uh
can give
huh.
you, a clear background check because you are messing with people's money. And so my fiduciary responsibilities as in insurance and working with the government, they want you to be on the up and up. So yeah, I always
Okay.
have to make sure.
So, with your entrepreneurial, like you say, you do insurance. What else entrepreneurial do you do?
Well, I am your tax dollars at work.
Okay.
And that should make you ecstatic just by me saying that, because I am somebody that has the integrity, proven track record, and the skills to manage your money in a public trust. And that's what you want, someone working in this environment that you can trust. I am your community partner. So when you see me, I am part of what your tax dollars pay for. Every time you pay taxes, that part of that money comes to me. Thank God.
I heard
Um,
that. Yeah. Now you're
I
you're you're a property manager too, right?
yeah, I
Okay.
manage
So
properties.
yeah. So we ain't gonna ask what town you live in because somebody might come try and need a place to stay.
Oh yeah, behave.
No, I'm just trying to let people know how qualified and experienced you are in
Well,
a lot of different
part of
areas.
the
That's what I'm
reason,
getting at.
part of the reason why I stayed in Texas after my children were grown was because um, the cost of living. Right now you could rent a two-bedroom apartment for $890 a month in some of the rural communities, and even in some places in Houston. But a lot of people, they like this luxury living, hardwood floors, granite countertops, and things like that. And so you're going to pay, 12 to 1500 for an apartment, but that still is not what a two-bedroom apartment is in the Bay Area. So it could go anywhere from 22 to $3,000 a month, and it might not be in the best of neighborhoods. And so that's how come I stayed in Texas.
Okay. So being in Texas has been very beneficial entrepreneurially for you overall.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I know you said you got a 3 hour presentation, so I know
Ah,
you've been hitting at it. So, what is this wonderful business opportunity that our tax dollars is paying you to do?
this wonderful business opportunity is called Ticket to Work. And that is just a small part of the community, what I say, partnership that I was telling you about. I told you a little bit about my oldest daughter, Amethyst, and she was the child that when you dropped her off at school, the teacher, was flagging you down. Hi, I got a program. Can Amethyst do this? We want Amethyst for this. So I never had to go and look for anything for her to do. But my daughter Jade, my baby girl, I had at 27 weeks. And basically, she was born lifeless. She had no lung development and she was oxygen deprived because they couldn't get the tube down and into her lung as quick as possible. And I did not want them to do a trach. So Jade was born November 11th, and she didn't come out of the hospital until February. So she got down to a pound and 3 ounces, and she's always had to struggle for her first breath to all of the programs I've had to find for her. She was the child that when I dropped her off at school, they were like, oh God, here's Jade again. You know, hope she's in a good mood. And then because she had disabilities, they would call her the mean Jade, you know, or is Jade in a jacked up attitude today? And so I learned really quick that I needed to be her advocate. And so parent advocacy started real early for Jade for me. There wasn't a lot of programs that I could find in Oakland. They had this thing called Bananas at the time that would help, but it was calling the government, talking to other parents, trying to figure out what's going on in her life space where she can be the best possible person. And so, um, upon moving to Texas, my beautiful sister Sherelle had worked at the Texas Workforce, which is like the unemployment office for the state of Texas. And she had um, many programs that she had access to. And so one of the programs that she had access to was the Ticket to Work program. And she told me a little bit about it. And Jade qualified because she had disabilities. And when you're on SSI or SSDI, you automatically have a ticket. And when Jade first got on the program, it was an actual ticket that they mailed to me and said she got a ticket to work. And basically, what that means is that you get a community partner to partner with you to help you find the resources and information so that you can have success in your working environment in your life. Because we want to make sure that you can develop to the best possible potential. Any
Okay.
question?
No, no, keep going. I
Okay,
mean,
all
so
right.
how did that work? Okay, she qualified. Now, what did she qualify for?
Um, a variety of things. Um, This program got started, don't quote me on the date, I want to say 1958, 1959, when our wonderful war veterans were coming home, and our government realized that um, they had these degreed professional men that went off to war. And then when they came back, they really couldn't get their bearings and find opportunities and get back into the working force and get back to their life. Now, today, we know it as PTSD, but then they kind of didn't understand what it was and couldn't figure out how come they couldn't just come from the battlefield and drop them back at home and go back to work. So they started this um, Ticket to Work program because they had to give them monies. And because they had worked and they're veterans, that was part of the Social Security Disability Program. And, our wonderful FDR president, he came out with these social services. And so that was one. And so what that means is they actually have someone like me, So anybody that you know that has Social Security, SSI, which is the Social Security insurance, which is what Jade, my daughter, is on, because she's never worked. She's never had the ability to work, and she probably will never be able to have gainful employment like you or myself. So she gets her benefit and her monies every month because her father worked and her mother worked. And so that's how she gets her Social Security insurance. People that were in the military, they get a Social Security disability. And so that's more monies and the same ticket. And so they get a person like me to sit down with them and help them like do their resume, talk to them about their future plans, what it is that they want to do, where they want to see their family, and help them get back into the workforce as easy as possible. Because sometimes people have a good game plan about what they want to do. But they don't have the steps to do it. And with the resources that the government has, and the abilities that I have, I kind of mesh the two of them together and we do the best we can for all our clients.
So now, when you say, the government, are you talking about the federal government, state
It's
government,
a
county
federal program.
government?
It's a
So
federal
who
program.
who usually manages? Is this a private partnership with local county and state or federal? How does that, because I know I hear you talking about it, but who are the people that, like you said, they get you as a
Yeah.
person to
And when
help
I
them
say
in the
me,
community? Yeah.
when I say me, I mean they get me as a EN, an employment network. And an employment network is just like your unemployment office. And so I have been given the same abilities when you become an employment network to have access to the same databases like you going into the unemployment office. And I can pull some of the same jobs, some jobs that they have um, for in US jobs, if they have the little symbol down that looks like someone in a wheelchair, that is a job for a disabled person. So if a disabled person applies for that job, they're going to try to give that person that job versus the general public, if at all possible, first. So you get a little bit of helps because they know that the disabled community, they're generally the last one's hired and the first one's fired. And so they need someone like them that can go to an employer and say, I have someone that I'm working with that might have limited skills or no skills. And I'd like you to consider hiring this person. And then I work with them on accommodations. So, say there's somebody with diabetes. So that means that they might not be able to work a full 8-hour shift with two breaks like me or you can. So I would go to the employer and mention that they have a little health challenge. It doesn't impede them working. They can do the job, but they might need an extra break or two so they can take a lunch, or maybe they have a bathroom issue that they need to go to the bathroom more so than other person. So I am that buffer person that can talk to the employer so that the person, our client, the ticket holder, can be successful in their working environment.
So how did you parlay this into a business? I'm just curious. So to become a what you call an employee network,
Yes.
you have
This
to
is
apply for
one
that,
of,
or
oh yeah, oh yeah, this is one of the few businesses that our government wants people to come into. So when you decide you want to help people in this area that are on SSI or SSDI, the government literally holds your hand and they walk you through it. If you have a question, they're going to find the answer for you, or they're going to get you to the person that will help you find the answer. And when you reached out to me to share, this opportunity for Ticket to Work, I reached out to my mentor, and she's worked at the National Disability Institute probably for 20 or 30 years now. And she said anybody that is interested and that wants to come in, she will do the same thing that she did to me. Train them, give them the information. You literally don't have to really create your own business outside of maybe like the couple of things I'll go through in a minute, but the paperwork, um, when I call myself a little slow, I had about 20 different clients that I was working with. And I said, oh, I want a few more because I'm a community partner. I was able to go to the Texas workforce and just hang up this pre-written letter already from the National Disability Institute that said, if you are on SSI and SSDI and you want to work, allow me to help you. And they let you sit there, and anybody that comes in the office, they can be your client. And because it's a federal program, you can work with anybody that has benefits, SSI or SSDI, in any state in the 50 states. And so I was blessed to get calls from all over. And I had tickets that were assigned to my business. And I, just plugged them into the system. If it was somebody in Chicago that wanted maybe a clerk job, I would go in, see if there was an opportunity for them, help them apply for the job, help them do the resume, do, dress for success or whatever skill development that I needed to do for them. And then when they would get the job, you know, which is good, I would get uh, them to sign a letter. And after 5 days, I would send the report off to Social Security, and then Social Security would pay me for helping that person.
So let me ask you a question. Now, I got two questions. So I know you kept mentioning SSI, SSA, disability people.
Hmm.
What about those that are disabled vets? Are they eligible for this type of program as well?
Hmm. Hmm. The vets are everybody actually. There are a lot of different programs that the government administers, and say you are feeling like there is something going on with you that has never been identified. Say you have ADD, or your reading skills aren't where you think they should be, or something like that. You can walk into your Texas, for me, because I live in Texas, you would walk into the Texas workforce and ask them for help. And they have different skill building things that they can do. Or you can go to what is called, we call it VR, which is vocational rehabilitation, and they would help you and even retrain you and help you get the skills, and they would pay for them. And a lot of times people don't know that they could go to school and the government would help them, because we want to have a thriving workforce. And so if you don't share what's going on with you, the government does not know that you have a need or a service that they possibly can meet. And it's like you have to be in partnership with your government and the services that are available to you.
Hmm. So a lot of people, when they get into the disability check, or become around retirement age, 65 or whatever, 62, whatever retirement age is
Yeah.
nowadays, would they necessarily want to go back into the workforce after they've, their day is done? They're like, forget that. I don't need to learn nothing else. I don't want to do nothing else. I ain't going down there trying to learn nothing else because I just want to get my check, you know.
Yes.
And if they get a check, would it count against their benefits that they're getting? Because you hear people say, well, if I go back to work, then I got to give up my money, you know.
No, no.
So why don't you help some folks out that are sitting there with them bad feet like I got, trying to figure out what's next, or if this is
Well,
even for me.
well, hopefully the blessing is that our older, baby boomers don't have to work past 65, but in this day and age, it looks like a lot of people will have to work past 65. And so, with that, if you are on SSI and SSDI, there are guidelines that have to be met. And I don't have the paper right here in front of me, but if you're on SSDI, you can um, have a benefit. Say your benefit is like $1,500 a month. Well, Social Security will allow you to work and you can earn a certain amount of money. And as soon as you get your ticket, I would sit down with you because everybody's amount of money is different. And so you would get a PQ, which is a benefit curie. And on your Curie statement, it would say how much you would earn and how much money you could make in working. So, if you go over that, there is a formula. We put in the numbers, and for every percentage that you work over, your check will be decreased. But it's a generous amount that you would be able to work and have your Social Security check and then have money. So you would get more money in your home, even if it's like $400 or $500 before your Social Security check would be affected. And the
Mm,
blessing when you're on SSDI, they know that if they're giving you a benefit check, that there is something that is not 100% going on with you, and you might not have the ability to work a 40-hour work week. So they have what is called a trial work, and they give you 9 months to work to see if you are able to work. Because they know someone that's disabled, they are feeling good today, they want to work, they need the extra money, and they'll go out there and they'll work 1 day, 2 days, maybe a week, and then their body will let them know that you can't do this. You can't work no 40-hour work week or no 20-hour work week. And so they'll have to quit that job, but they don't want Social Security benefits to be tested. So they give you 9 months. You might try it again in a different field, work 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even 2 or 3 months, and you're just not able to do it. And so that's not counted against you. They give you 9 months to figure out if you can do it in whatever career space it is so that you can be comfortable because the whole program is about success. So if you're out there hurting yourself, re-injuring yourself, that's not successful. So we want you to be in the position, in the jobs that you want to, working with the limitations that you might have and to be successful. So you're working, you're getting your benefit check, but then you're getting the extra benefit of having extra money come into your home as well.
Gotcha. So, a person with bad feet like me ain't got to worry about it. They can come to work and get a job that's not going to aggravate their condition. And even if they don't like it, they ain't got to go postal and kill everybody on the job. They can just go back
Yes.
home and sit down like everything is
Yes.
okay.
Yes,
Gotcha.
because a gentleman like yourself, you have the gift of gab. And there are a lot of people that could go into like a customer service, you know, and work in that area. And so you could walk in on your hurting feet and sit down and then use your voice to work.
Don't tell them folks that. Uh, so, let's go to the $10 million question.
Okay.
So, now how a person like myself can turn this into a business, where I can recruit people to go find jobs. So do I have to have a relationship with Walmart, McDonald's, and Burger King to be able to drop fries and all that stuff in order to be able to say, okay, now I can recruit some SSI, SSD people and send them you so you drop your fries. Okay, so and I make money for recruiting them for you. So let's talk about that. I want to hear how that makes sense for me to even think about getting a storefront and trying to set this up.
Well, you can have a storefront if you choose to, or you can work from home. I'm currently in California, and I work on my cell phone. So I get calls and I can pull something up on my phone or a computer and give them that information. I can do the work and, send it email and things like that. So this is really a business that you can do in any state while you're on vacation and things like that. It is not hard. And a lot of times people get the short end of the stick because the government does things in triplicate, and it seems very hard to set up your business and then to do business with the government. In this area, um, I have the phone numbers for you. I have the people waiting for you to decide that you want to come into this arena. You need to decide what your business name is going to be. You're going to have an address, a phone number, an email, just the normal things that you would already have to do. You have to see what your city or county um, is about your DBA. And then you have to decide what your business structure is going to be. So, are you going to do a LLC, or are you going to do a sole proprietor or a S corporation or anything like that? I I took the easy way out and called LegalZoom, and they give you the whole case, kit and caboodle, and they give you your actual stamp. They give you your actual documents so that you can do your board meetings and everything like that if you go the LLC route. And so it was just a one-stop shop. They allow you to pay in installments, and when I did mine, I want to say at the time it was $800. It might be a little bit more. Don't quote me because I haven't called LegalZoom to check. You contact the IRS to get you EIN and employment, number so that you can register, especially if you're going to have a LLC. You do your Dun and Bradstreet. And then you go through suitability, and the government is going to do a background investigation on you because you're working with people's money, and you're going to have access to their their private information, and their social security benefits you'll have access to, and all that stuff. And so they want to know that you are not doing anything illegal with that information, not selling it, and then you're keeping it safe. I have to have things locked in file cabinets. I have to store things. Customers and clients that are no longer with my organization, I still have to have those files secured. And so the government trusts me to do that. And I'm not going to get in trouble and pay no fees and things like that. So I do what the requirements are. And then they walk you through it. And
Okay. So
every single solitary page, they literally walk you through. They don't want you to do anything that is illegal, from the documents. It's called an individual work plan, and it's about 10 pages. And you sit down with the client and you get their name, information, their prior jobs, what they want you to do. So it's clear and it's written out. And so Social Security can't put their eyes on everybody. And so when there's somebody that they're trusting to come to your agency, they want you to gather as much of information as possible. So when you give the reports to Social Security, they get a full picture of what's going on with this client and this ticket holder.
So, this type of business is, I know it's a community service for,
Mhm.
for people with disabilities mainly. What type of return on investment would you expect that a business can make getting involved in this? Man, I got it,
To
y'all.
set,
She had
no,
to think about it.
no, I'm trying to think like the whole total amount that I actually paid out to start this business with my LLC, with doing, my DBA. You have to have insurance. My insurance policy is $55 a month for my business insurance. It's my outlay. It might have been, I don't know, right at $1,500, you know, and the first client I helped, as soon as that person worked 5 days, I turned in that information to Social Security and I got paid $1,200. And so for that one person that stays on that job for up to 60 months, which is 5 years, you get paid right at, I think it's $65,000 for that one person. So the return on investment is really good. And like I said, you can have as many clients as you want or as little. I could work with 10, 20, 30 people, at a time. And because I want to offer excellent service, I don't want to overwork myself. And so I choose those that I work with. And it's a blessing because a lot of times when you go to work, you don't have a choice who your customer is. But in this arena, I have a choice. I interview you just like you're interviewing me. Do you want to work with my organization to help you get a job? And if I see that maybe the challenge is too great for my organization or it's out of state and I can't be there to help you like I can help someone that's right here in Texas that's in front of me, I choose probably not to work with them.
Hmm. I got you. So back in the old days, back in oh, I'm going to date myself again. Probably back in the 70s and 80s, they used to have these companies that they used to call headhunters. And
Uh-huh.
headhunters used to go out and recruit, corporate level people for matchup with corporate level companies. So this is basically the same type of scenario. You're just working with people with disabilities, and the money that you all make comes directly from the state. They don't take it from the person's disability check in order to give to you all. You all make money through this program. Is there a title for this program?
It's called Ticket to Work.
That's what it's still called that. I know
It's,
you mentioned that in the
it's
beginning, but I didn't
yeah,
know if
it's
they had
called Ticket
changed
to
it.
Work.
Okay.
It's called Ticket to Work. It's one of those programs that both the Democrats and the Republicans fund every year. You know how they're talking about maybe shutting down the government and all that other kind of stuff. When they're putting in their budget requests, generally always put money into the Ticket to Work program because it makes both the Democrats and the Republicans look good because it answers their constituents that are paying their tax dollars. Where's my tax dollars going? And they know they have. ENs like ourselves that are responsible for putting eyes on Social Security recipients and doing the paperwork and things like that. So they know they have a contingent of people that they could say, oh, we know who's getting these Social Security checks. We know that these people that are getting them, they still need them. When I make an appointment with someone, if I decide to meet them at the workforce and they come in and I can smell them before I can see them, that's a barrier to employment. Somebody might not hire you because you smell bad, or you walk in and you have coffee stains down your clothes. That might be a barrier to employment because your clothes don't look. And so sometimes people don't realize really how they present to the world. And so I have to be the eyes and the ears of Social Security so I can say, keep sending that check. There's something going on there, and they're not realizing they have a hygiene problem. Or I was trying to go over his resume, and he said he was in the military, but he keep talking about 1812, and he keep talking about, well, I know he ain't been in no war in no 1812. Somebody is alive. So if he can't follow the train of thought or a conversation, I know he still needs that check going. And so I let Social Security know he might need a higher level of care or something that's going on, because
Mm,
people realize that they have a lack of money and they need more money, but they might not realize that they might not be work ready. And so I help them get work ready.
got you. Linda Walker just tuned in or just chimed in and said hi.
Hello,
You
Lady
know,
Walker.
yeah. So, so is it mandatory for every person that's getting SSI or SSDI check to have to check in with a service like yourself?
No. Social
Mm-hmm.
Security, they do an annual review for everybody that's on SSI, SSDI. That has nothing at all to do with this program. Has nothing to do with me. What has to do with me, if you are 18 to 64 and you decide you want to go back into the workforce and you need help,
Mm-hmm.
that
Got you.
has to do with me. And they also have, like in a lot of jobs and things, they give you incentives. So if you are working and you're getting your check and you're getting your income, and your job says, it's a little slow right now, we gonna lay you off, you don't get the hours, all you have to do is let me know and we'll do the paperwork, we'll get that information over to Social Security, and they have a rapid way of getting your benefits back up to where they need to be. um, and they also have what is, when you're working in the ticket to work program, where they will not pull your file and then do a medical review just because you have decided you want to use your ticket to go to work to earn some money, because people think, no, if they think I can work, they're going to take my check from them. The government wants you to go back to work. The
Mm-hmm.
government wants you to be the best that you can be. And so their incentive to you is, if you decide to try and see if you can work in the Ticket to Work program, they will not pull you and try to kick you off Social Security. So that's one of the incentives to come to this program, because that's protection for you while you're working in this program. The government is not going to be trying to, review your records and try to kick you off. And so that's just one of the many incentives that they have.
Okay, that's fantastic. Look, we got about 6 minutes left in the show. If someone is interested in establishing a business like yours, how long have you been doing this now?
Almost 10 years.
Okay,
Almost
so
10 years.
so you kind of know the niches and the loopholes, and you know
Yeah.
how to navigate through this. They can reach out to you.
Yes, they can reach out to me. And I am telling you, what I am going to do is I am going to put you in the hands of a very capable lady that trained me, and they will work with you. And then she will get you into the National Disability Institute. Anybody can Google that. I have a number right here. If you guys want the number to NDI, um, and you just ask them questions, and you will see how easy it is to become employment network and how they want you to work with the Social Security programs, the vocational rehabilitation programs. You are needed. You are
Okay.
needed. There is not enough of me working in this realm, and they need more of me. And so, join in with me, learn with me. Let's build. Let's help as many people as we can, and let's have better tomorrows for our disabled citizens.
Absolutely. And your number is right there listed on the
My
screen.
number is right there. And I'm a night owl and I'm in Texas, so that's Central Standard Time. So if you are on the Pacific Coast, just know if you get off at 7 o'clock at night and you call me, that's 9 o'clock in Texas. And I will be up, but it's after hours, but I will talk to you and I'd be happy to give you the information. And if you're on the East Coast, just know if you're an early riser and you're up trying to call me before you go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, that's going to be 4 o'clock in the morning where I am. So probably not going to answer, but I'll get back to you. And the best way to get me is texting me and then calling me so I know who you are. Because as you know, we're in the middle of an election season. And there are so many phone calls I'm getting that say spam or election spam and all this stuff. So text me and then call me.
Absolutely. So I just want to thank you for being on the front line, helping as many people as you have helped and you're trying to help. And thank you for coming to share with my audience today, all this opportunity.
Mm,
It's funny because the last couple of weeks when we were doing the show on trading, um, you know, Norman likes to say somebody got to drop my French fries. So whether they disabled or not, somebody got to drop them French fries. So there's
yeah,
jobs out there for everybody, disabled, not
everybody.
disabled. So it's an opportunity to become a business and helping people get that job to drop your French fries.
Right,
So that's a
right,
beautiful thing. So
right.
thank you once again for taking time out of your vacation. I will say busy work schedule, but your vacation and all
It's
your family
vacation.
reunions and all of your whatever else that's going on. Thank you for taking time to come on the show and share with us. So normally, what I like to do is give you an opportunity to what would you like to leave with the people on today?
Mm. That you are so needed, that you would be so welcome in this sphere. You don't realize how much you really know and how much resources you have. And when you like, I'm sure a lot of people are like me, when there's somebody in need and they're asking you for help, there's almost nothing that you wouldn't do to try to help them if it's humanly possible. So you're thinking outside of the box. We have people with no limbs. And I'm like, okay, what kind of job are we going to get them? And I'm like, oh, they could take tickets at a movie theater, or, they can do other things. And so we really need you and your circle of influence to help in this area because there are people that are aging out and we need some young blood. And there's a lot of people talking about those 7 streams of income. Let this be one of your streams of income, and because it's a win-win situation and it's so much help out there for you, please come on and join me.
All right, thank you for that. All right. I want you guys to stay right there, Miss Jewel. I want you to stay tuned because I'm gonna invite you guys to come out and join me each and every Saturday at 12 noon from the desk of Dr. Ron. where I talk about what has been going on in my world. Okay, so come join me. Next week, we're going to have another interesting show. Osei will be on with me next week, and he's been traveling all over the country again. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that show. I want you all to notice here that all the places to make donations, I need your support. Please take a picture of this. Send your donations. I operate off of donations and I need your support. So thank you for all those that have made contributions and donations at this point in time. Thank you so very much. While you're here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and be sure and share the show with somebody that you think might be interested in getting into this business, or someone that can be a client for them that needs help getting out there to get work. So that being said, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You all stay blessed, stay tuned. We got some more stuff coming up, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Don't forget Saturday,